I've noticed that certain foods can be really high in the point system while also not being really high in calories. You don't really know how many calories you're eating every day. If you're tracking with MyFitnessPal, you can actually eat a lot more food than you would be able to with Weight Watchers. Good morning and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily if you're new here. Today I thought it would be fun to take you through a full day of eating, but I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. I thought it would be fun to track everything that I'm eating today in both the Weight Watchers app and MyFitnessPal app. These two apps, in my opinion, are the most popular for tracking your meals, so I thought it would be fun to compare and contrast both of these apps to see what the pros and cons are and how they differ, and also how they're similar. If you're not familiar with both of these apps, the Weight Watchers app uses a point system instead of tracking calories, which could be good in some ways if you have kind of that personality where you become obsessed with numbers, but bad in other ways because you don't really know how many calories you're eating every day. I've noticed that certain foods can be really high in the point system while also not being really high in calories. That's why I wanted to do this today, so I can compare the calories versus the point system. MyFitnessPal, on the other hand, focuses mostly on calories, also micronutrients and macronutrients. While the Weight Watchers app still focuses on that, it really is mostly about the points and making sure that you're eating 0-point foods, whereas the MyFitnessPal side is mostly focused on your calories in while also focusing on those micro and macronutrients. Before I put both of these to the test, I want to go over the pros and cons of each of them. Like I mentioned, the Weight Watchers app uses a point system, which can be good because it is a little more flexible when it comes to foods. Some of the pros of the Weight Watchers are that it encourages you to eat nutrient-dense and whole foods, which is what they call 0-point foods. The cons, however, are that these 0-point foods feel like you can snack throughout the entire day if you're eating them. And I feel like that's not always great because you're kind of saying these groups of foods don't have any calories or they don't matter, so you can eat as much of them as you want, which at the end of the day we know is not true. All food has calories, so I feel like that's a con when it comes to the Weight Watchers system. Some of the pros of MyFitnessPal are that it has very detailed tracking of everything that you eat. It'll tell you the exact calories, the micronutrients, the macronutrients of everything, which is really great if that's what's important to you. The other big pro of MyFitnessPal is that there's a free version. With the Weight Watchers app, there is no free version. You have to pay for it, and it can be quite pricey every month. MyFitnessPal has a premium version as well, which can also be kind of pricey, but they do have a free version, which I think works perfectly fine if you're new and you're just starting out and you want to get kind of a baseline of what your daily calories are. The cons of MyFitnessPal are that it can feel really overwhelming at first. There's a lot of different features to the app, a lot to go over. It can be pretty complex. The thing I like about the Weight Watchers app too is that it has some guided meditations. It also offers you advice on things that you can eat if you're just getting into healthy eating, whereas I don't think MyFitnessPal offers that yet. To be honest, I haven't really looked into it. You can get free advice from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Just make sure you're taking advice from your reputable people. I also find books are really good if you're just getting into fitness and nutrition, and that you can really learn a lot from them. So today I'm going to be bringing you through while I track my breakfast, my lunch, my snacks, and my dinner tonight, and we're going to compare the two side by side and see exactly how they line up to each other. I'm going to do a walkthrough of both of these apps right now just to show you what they look like and how their point system works before I get started with my tracking today. So I'm going to go ahead and open the Weight Watchers app. I haven't tracked anything yet today. I do have my goal set to lose 1 pound per week. So put my height and my weight in here previously because I have been using this to track everything. So as you can see right at the top, it says that I have 23 points left for today, 0 points used, and 34 weeklies. So this is an interesting thing when it comes to Weight Watchers, is they will give you weekly points. You can spread those out however you would like. You can use them all in one day if you wanted to have a more point heavy meal that day, or you can spread them out slowly throughout the week and just add a few points every single day. So this is what the app looks like. If we scroll down, you can see at the bottom that we have our macronutrients here. So, and this is something that's really customizable as well. So let me just go through the list. These are the ones that I've picked. I don't really care that much about added sugar, so I left it out of there. But you do have lots to pick from, and you can also hide things if you don't want to see them. So right now I have protein. Protein is something that is really important to get a lot of. If you're in a caloric deficit and you're trying to lose weight, it's going to help you feel fuller for longer. I also have carbs here, fats here, fiber, which fiber is another one that I like to keep track of, sodium, and calories. So it does have a way of tracking the calories right in the app, and then you can compare it directly with the points, which I like. I really like that it has that option. I haven't really tracked that before. I haven't really been paying attention to that before, but it does have that option right inside of the app as well. I like that the Weight Watchers app also has a what to eat section right here. So you can see a bunch of different recipes right here. You can scroll through and see which ones you like best. I have a bunch of recipes that I have saved as well from before, but let's just click on this one, hearty turkey chili. That sounds pretty good. And yeah, it'll tell you exactly how much each of the ingredients and how many points there is in that, and how many points overall is. So I do really like that it has lots of healthy recipes in here as well. It also has a section right here at the top for 0-point foods, which you can click on, and it will show you all of what they consider 0-point foods, which you can essentially eat as much as you want as. I don't necessarily agree with that, but if you are hungry and looking for a snack throughout the day, a 0-point food is definitely the one to go for. They also have a social media section where you can scroll through and see how other people are doing. I never really use this. I don't even know if I have friends that are on Weight Watchers, so I've never really been interested in using that section. And it also has a progress tab, so you can see how often you track your food, how many times you've weighed in, and your activity levels. I like that you can also connect your app to, if you have like a Fitbit, or in my case an Apple Watch, it will tell me how many points that I earn from all of the activity that I did. So I went for a 20-minute walk this morning with Leo. You can see that that added 1 point overall to my weeklies. And then it just tells you like how many minutes of activity you've gotten throughout the week as well. So that's Weight Watchers. I really like Weight Watchers. I find it's really easy to use. It also has a way to scan your food in, so that makes it really easy to use throughout the day. Okay, moving over to MyFitnessPal, we can see here that I have already set it up for myself as well. So I've set up my current weight, my goal weight, how many pounds I want to lose per week, and how active I am. And based on all of those goals, it has already set up a calorie count for me throughout the day. So the calories it's saying that I should take in per day are 2,079. If I scroll down here, it already has tracked some of my exercise calories, the steps that I've taken. And I like too that if we go over to the diary, you can see right here that we have the goal calories at the top minus the food that I've eaten, which is 0 so far today, and the exercise, which is 9 calories. I am going to be going to a fitness class a little later today, so that will change. And then we have the number that we really want to be looking at right here on the right, which for me right now is 2,079 calories, because I burned 9 calories earlier today when I took Leo for a walk. If we scroll down right here, we have a spot to add our breakfast, our lunch, and our dinner, as well as snacks. And then it also is synced to my Apple Watch, which I really like here. If we go to the nutrition tab right here, you can see how your calories are split up over all of your meals, as well as snacks. You can also look at your nutrients right here and your macros if you go over to the macro tab, although some of them you do need to have the premium version for, so if that's important for you, I would suggest paying for it. Let's go back here right now. It also has a section to get into meal planning, which is for the Premium Plus version, so I'm not going to go into that right now because I'm not going to pay for it. And yeah, MyFitnessPal just has a lot of different things in it right here. It goes over a lot of different stuff, which can be a little overwhelming, like I mentioned earlier. But overall, if you just stick with this tab, it shouldn't be too overwhelming in the beginning. So let's go make a coffee and let's see how these two compare. Recently, I've been using the Select protein powder, which is great in my coffees. I use about half a scoop. This replaces the need to use vanilla sweetener in my coffee as well, which is great. It's a little bit more than half, but that's as much as I'm going to use for today. going into the Weight Watchers app. I've tracked this quite a few times in the app before, and it does save your recently used ones, so I'm just going to go through and retrack that. Perfect. So in total, this coffee came to 3 points, but let's see how many calories it says. So it's saying 146. Let's see how MyFitnessPal stacks up. Okay, wow, it's actually really similar, a lot more similar than I thought. So MyFitnessPal is saying 145, whereas Weight Watchers is saying 146. So that is really similar. I'm gonna go drink my coffee, I'm gonna go get some work done, and I will see you when I make breakfast in a bit. It's time for breakfast. I'm also going to be using a food scale today just so I can get more accurate tracking. And that right there is 200 grams. I'm going to be adding some sugar-free vanilla too, just to sweeten it a little. I'm going to be adding a bit of hemp hearts, and then on top I'm just going to add a little bit of honey. And that's breakfast. Let's see how this breakfast compares on Weight Watchers versus MyFitnessPal. So overall, that meal, including my coffee and the breakfast, came to 8 points total. 396 calories is what it's saying for the day, and 441 calories is what it's saying for the day on MyFitnessPal. So they're pretty similar, starting to show a little bit of a difference. I also could have missed something when I was putting in the amounts, but that's okay. I'm gonna go enjoy my breakfast, and then I'm going to head to my fitness class, and I will see you at lunchtime. So I just realized why the Weight Watchers and MyFitnessPal were starting to slowly be different than each other, and that's because I forgot to record the blueberries in the Weight Watchers app. Sometimes when I eat like a 0 points food, I just won't track it because I don't really look at calories that much, and I'm more focused on the points. So I added those blueberries in, and now they're like pretty much exactly the same. For Weight Watchers, we're sitting at 436 calories right now, and on MyFitnessPal we're sitting at 441. So they're very similar right now. I'm honestly impressed with like how close they are. Yeah, I think this is going to be really interesting results, and I'm excited to see if they're going to be this similar throughout the entire day. I'm just getting ready to head out the door to my fitness class, and I'm going to be tracking it on my Apple Watch. I'm going to compare how both of the apps will sync with the data that I collect from my Apple Watch during my workout. I've got my watch on, I've got my water filled, and I'm ready to go. I just got back from my workout class, and it was intense. It was such a good workout. I love working out there. I love doing fitness classes. I find they're just so much more fun than going to the gym. My Apple Watch says that I burned 322 calories during my workout. So let's see if they've been tracked on MyFitnessPal and the Weight Watchers app yet. So looking at MyFitnessPal, I did have to go into the settings and set some stuff up because I hadn't done that yet. But as soon as I set it up and I synced it, it did connect really well. So as you can see under the exercise tab up here, it says that I've burned 372 calories, and I'm guessing that includes the walk from this morning and also walking to the workout class and back. I would say that's pretty accurate compared to what my Apple Watch said, which it should be because they're syncing. So after that workout, I now still have 2,001 calories left for the day. Let's go over to the Weight Watchers app. The Weight Watchers app says that I have 66 minutes of workout time of 45, so my goal is set to 45 a day. I should probably up that because I do a little more than just 45 minutes a day. Scrolling down, it says from Apple Health, I've gained 5 points, and that will be added to my weeklies. So I can either choose to spend those today or I can do them later, but they will show up under my weeklies. So my weeklies are now at 39 points compared to before, but I still only have 15 points left for the day. Once I figured them out, they were both really easy to track on here. I think it is really simple once everything's set up to just have everything sync. Whether you're tracking on Aura, Fitbit, Apple Watch, as long as you have everything syncing to your Apple Health app, it should be really simple to just sync over to both of these apps. I'm gonna go shower, I'm gonna get ready, and then we'll make some lunch. So I'm just about to eat lunch, and here is what I'm having. It is egg white bites with salsa on top, and if you want the recipe for this, I actually filmed it, and I'm gonna be posting it on my Instagram, so by the time this goes live, that will already be up if you want the recipe. I've tracked my lunch in both Weight Watchers and MyFitnessPal, and honestly, they are hand in hand. So right now with MyFitnessPal, I'm sitting at 547 calories for the day, And on Weight Watchers, I'm sitting at 542, so they are extremely similar right now. I do find that tracking in each app is about the same amount of effort. The Weight Watchers app does have a barcode scanner, which MyFitnessPal doesn't unless you pay for the premium version. So if that's something that you really want, then I would definitely go for the Weight Watchers or the premium version of MyFitnessPal, because they are roughly the same price. I'm gonna eat my lunch and I will check in when I have a few snacks later this afternoon. So because I had such a light lunch earlier, I'm gonna make a smoothie. When I have a smoothie, my go-to is usually strawberry banana. I find that that's the easiest. I don't really get tired of it, and it goes well with my vanilla protein powder. Using high protein milk, and I'm gonna give this a little blend before I add the rest of my ingredients. I may have overfilled it. Now that it's blended up a little, I'm going to add half a scoop of vanilla protein powder because I already added half a scoop in my coffee this morning. So I'm gonna add the other half a scoop right now. And if I can fit it, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of peanut butter. I would say I've never made this mistake before, but that would be a lie. That is so delicious. Let's track this and let's see where we're at. So after tracking that smoothie, I'm now sitting at 7 points left for the day. So with MyFitnessPal, I'm currently sitting at 1,076 calories that I've eaten for today, plus all the exercise that I did, so I have 1,366 calories remaining. Let's go over to Weight Watchers again and see where we're at with our calories. If I scroll down, I'm at 1,134 calories, so I'd say they're still pretty close to each other. Honestly, I find tracking in both is really easy, and I haven't had any issues so far finding what I need to find. So let's go enjoy our smoothie, and I'll let you know if I have any more snacks this afternoon. Matt just brought me over these tomatoes as a pre-dinner snack while he makes us some tacos. And the taco bowls are ready. Here is the taco bowl that I'm going to have for supper. This looks so delicious. I'm just gonna end the night with a sweet treat, and tonight I'm going to be eating some chocolate covered strawberries. I just finished supper, and as you saw, we ate taco bowls for supper. I tracked everything in the Weight Watchers app, and it came to 12 points in total for everything, and that includes the dessert that I had, which was the chocolate covered strawberries. So on my Weight Watchers app, I'm now out of points for the entire day, and all of today came to 28 points. If we go over to MyFitnessPal, dinner in total, including the dessert, came to 652 calories. Now the major difference that I'm seeing right now between the two apps is on the Weight Watchers app, I used 28 points total. I have 0 left for the day, so I wouldn't be able to eat anything that had any point values, but I do still have 40 weeklies. Now, if I had 4 points left over today, those would roll over to tomorrow. So if you do have points left at the day, they do roll over to the next day. The interesting thing is when it comes to MyFitnessPal, if you look at all of the exercise that I did today and all the calories that I burned, it's saying that I still have 1,204 calories left to eat, which is kind of crazy because I'm definitely not going to eat 1,000 calories after dinner. So I'm not sure what's up with that. In total today, I did eat 1,728 calories, and I did burn a lot from exercise. So I think that's why the numbers are a little different here. That is the main difference between the two apps, is that Weight Watchers is more of a point system, and you don't have quite as many points. And when it comes to MyFitnessPal, you're tracking calories, which also takes into account all the exercise that you did. So it feels like if you're tracking with MyFitnessPal, you can actually eat a lot more food than you would be able to with Weight Watchers. At the end of the day in the Weight Watchers app, it says that I have eaten 1,696 calories. So let's round up to 1,700 calories. If I go over to MyFitnessPal, it says that I had 1,728 calories total. I would say that they are pretty much exactly the same, with the only difference being potentially that I track something slightly differently in one app than the other. So at the end of the day, I'd say these apps are very comparable, but it really just comes down to which one that you prefer. If you prefer the point system or if you prefer counting calories, they both do the exact same thing. When it comes to macronutrients, I would say that they are both pretty similar as well. The Weight Watchers app said that I ate 146 grams of protein, whereas the MyFitnessPal says I only had 130 grams of protein. So again, they're pretty similar, a little different. I would say 17 grams is quite a bit of a difference, but overall, in total, it says that I have eaten enough protein for the day, which is really what it comes down to. For fiber, it says that I have eaten 35 grams of fiber today on MyFitnessPal and 39 in the Weight Watchers app. So there is a little bit of a difference, but again, this could come down to me not tracking things exactly the same in both of the apps. At the end of the day, I'd say that these are both very similar apps that do very similar things, so really try both of them and see which one works best for you. At the end of the day, it really comes down to which tracker you are going to use sustainably over time to help you reach your goals and which one you find is easier to track throughout the day. I don't think you should track your eating forever. I think this is something you should do temporarily if you have a goal that you need to hit, and while you're learning to eat healthy and create balanced meals. But after a while, I think that this should just become more of a habit and you shouldn't have to track anymore. Right now, I'm in the beginning stages of that, where I do still need to track to learn how to create balanced meals. If you're new to fitness and new to eating healthy, I definitely recommend tracking at least a few times a week so that you can learn how to put your meals together. If you've tried any of these apps, let me know in the comments below which one you prefer and why. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna have a lot of simple, realistic wellness content coming very soon. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching to the very end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.